More than 30 million years ago, the Earth was ruled by monstrous mammals. Among them stood Entelodon, the so-called hell pig, a beast with a skull like a demon, jaws that could crush bone, and a hunger that never ended. It wasn't just a scavenger, it was a fighter, a predator, and a nightmare for any animal that dared to cross its path. And when Entelodon fought, the prehistoric world shook. Entelodon was a predator unlike any other, standing nearly 2 meters tall at the shoulder, stretching over 3 meters in length and weighing close to a ton. It was an apex killer and opportunistic scavenger rolled into one. Its massive skull, nearly a meter long, was armed with bone-crushing teeth capable of splintering the thickest bones and devouring marrow, making no part of its prey safe from consumption. Though often compared to pigs, Entelodon was not a true pig at all. Instead, it belonged to the strange family of Entelodonts, distant relatives of modern hippos and whales, though its appearance was more terrifying than either. Its skull was grotesque in shape, its cheekbones flaring outward to create a nightmarish visage, a face that looked more demonic than earthly. Its long, muscular legs allowed it to move quickly across the plains, not only chasing down prey, but also ambushing and overpowering creatures much larger than itself. With its terrible jaws, endurance, and cunning, Entelodon was feared across its entire range, and today, paleontologists consider it one of the most frightening apex predators of the Oligocene. The behavior of Entelodon was no less terrifying than its appearance. Evidence from its teeth and fossilized remains suggests that it was an omnivore, but one that leaned heavily toward predation and scavenging. It fed on flesh, bone, and even carrion, much like modern hyenas, and it is believed that Entelodon often bullied other predators away from their kills. With its massive size and brutal jaws, few animals could resist it. Packs of Entelodon may have roamed the grasslands together, using sheer intimidation to scatter herds and pick off weaker prey. But even alone, a single hell pig could challenge almost anything it encountered, from the smaller horses of the time to the mighty Brontotherium. It was in these clashes between predator and giant herbivore that the ferocity of Entelodon was most clearly revealed. Imagine the scene. The midday sun blazing down upon an endless plain, the air shimmering with heat, and the ground alive with the rumbling steps of a Brontotherium herd grazing in the distance. The giants move slowly but with confidence, their massive bodies covered in dust, their twin horns glinting in the light. In the tall golden grass nearby, a predator waits. The hell pig, its huge skull raised above the grass, watches with calculating eyes. Its nostrils flare as it picks up the scent of the herd. Hunger gnaws at its belly, and its muscles ripple beneath thick hide as it prepares to strike. It does not waste energy on the strongest or the fastest of the herd. It waits for the vulnerable, the slower, the weaker. At the edge of the herd, an older Brontotherium lingers, and in that moment, the predator makes its choice. With explosive speed, Entelodon bursts from the grass. Its hooves pound against the dry ground like thunder, each step shaking the earth. A guttural roar escapes its throat, and the herd reacts in an instant. Dozens of Brontotherium erupt into a stampede, the sound of their massive bodies colliding with the earth echoing across the plain. But the older cow is left behind, caught in the predator's path. Entelodon lunges forward, jaws gaping wide, and slams into the flank of the massive herbivore. Its teeth sink deep into flesh and muscle, snapping bones with terrifying force. Blood sprays into the air as the Brontotherium bellows, a sound so loud it vibrates through the ground. The giant swings its enormous head, twin horns crashing into the predator's side. The impact sends Entelodon staggering, its ribs bruised and its hide torn, but the hell pig is relentless. It regains its footing instantly, snarling, eyes blazing with fury. The battle is brutal. a clash of raw strength and primal desperation. Entelodon clamps its jaws around the Brontotherium's leg, dragging the giant to its knees, while the herbivore fights back with wild swings of its horns, battering the predator with blow after blow. Dust clouds rise around them, choking the air, as blood splatters the ground in thick streams. Vultures circle high above, sensing a kill in the making, their shadows drifting lazily over the battlefield. Every strike from the Brontotherium grows weaker, every movement slower, as exhaustion and blood loss sap its strength. But Entelodon does not weaken. It grows more frenzied, more vicious, driven by the promise of a kill. It leaps upward, clamping down on the giant's neck, teeth sinking deep into the vulnerable flesh. The Brontotherium lets out one final desperate bellow before its legs give way, collapsing in a thunderous crash that shakes the plain. Entelodon stands over its fallen prey, blood dripping from its jaws, its sides heaving with exhaustion and triumph. It unleashes a roar that echoes across the empty land, a victory cry and a warning to all who might challenge it. Around the carcass, the air grows thick with the stench of blood, and scavengers gather at the edges of the battlefield, but none dare approach while the hell pig feeds. With brutal efficiency, Entelodon tears into the soft tissues, devouring flesh and snapping bones with jaws built for destruction. Every bite is accompanied by the sickening crunch of bone, every movement a reminder of the predator's dominance. For now, this kill belongs to the hell pig, and the Oligocene plains fall silent under its reign. But the story of Entelodon does not end with a single hunt. Fossil evidence suggests that these predators often fought among themselves, their massive jaws turned not only against prey, but also against rivals. In times of scarcity, clashes between hell pigs may have been even more violent than their hunts, with battles over territory and dominance ending in blood and shattered bones. Entelodon lived in a world of constant struggle, where survival meant aggression and power. Yet even the hell pig was not invincible. Around 28 million years ago, this monstrous predator vanished from the fossil record. Climate changes altered its environment, and new predators, such as early dogs and large cats, began to compete for the same prey. Slowly, the reign of the hell pig came to an end. Today, the fossilized remains of Entelodon stand as chilling reminders of its existence. Skulls displayed in museums reveal the monstrous proportions of its head, cheekbones jutting out like armor, teeth worn down from crushing bone, and eye sockets that give the creature an almost demonic look. Paleontologists studying these fossils have pieced together a portrait of an apex predator that ruled with violence and fear. And while the hell pig may have disappeared millions of years ago, its legend endures. It is remembered not only as a predator, but as a symbol of the brutality of prehistoric life, a creature that represents the raw power of evolution and the unforgiving struggle for survival. The Entelodon was more than just an animal.